all kinds of vehicles stop. Families take pictures of themselves at the, the marker there.
Sonny Kirk owns a repair shop right over the state border.
Yeah, we're in Maryland right now.
Barely.
Just barely by a few feet. Yeah.
This fence near his property runs along one very distinctive divide.
I guess, it's still pretty neat to have a little piece of it.
All along the Mason Dixon, you'll find small towns and historic homes that separate the boundaries of Maryland and Pennsylvania. The line, the result of one long, drawn-out, and bitter border dispute.
Because you see, both sides allege that they had significant part of the other neighbor's territory.
Mike Dixon, local historian, has been collecting photos and stories about the battle between two prominent proprietors during the 1860s, William Penn and Charles Calvert, patriarchs of two families that would fight for generations.
There's so much legal wrangling going on that they go on for a century.
Villages in what is today called Cecil County were up for grabs back then. Settlers who sometimes were charged taxes from both states as the Penns and Calverts tried laying claim to the land.
Penn parcels off the lots, the Penn family. And if you wanted to settle here, come on down to Maryland and we'll set up and by the way, pay your taxes to Pennsylvania. Well, Maryland would do the same thing.
Then more than 100 years later, when Pennsylvania abolished slavery, this property line between Pennsylvania and Maryland became sort of a cultural divide, separating the slave states from free states in America.
And you can bet that Charles Mason, Jeremiah Dixon, as they crossed right through here, had no idea of the symbolism that their land was going to take on. All they were doing was settling a albeit big, neighborhood boundary dispute.
Charles Mason was an astronomer, Jeremiah Dixon a land surveyor. Together, these two Brits spent 4 years mapping out the border. Their work began in 1763. This is the 250th anniversary. And even today, what stands out most about their maps is the spot-on accuracy. It's been tested and resurveyed a few times since.
The last time was the 1960s, and they found that this line was amazingly accurate.
Using mostly rocks and wagons, they marked every mile of the journey, placing crown stones along the way, labeling the line, markers that have withstood time and traffic.
The marker used to sit right up here on the corner of the road, and from, I don't know how exactly it ended up there, but I know over the years being bumped and it got run into and everything up, and the reason it looks like it does.
Sonny Kirk may own a business in Pennsylvania, but he's clear about where his heart lies.
Well, I was born and raised in Maryland, so,
Still, he's content to straddle this great historic divide.
I don't know, it's kind of crazy, but that's how it is.
Melinda Roeder, Fox 45 News at 10.